Hello and welcome to Virtual Clay Class. Today we're making the Cuddly Kitten. You should have these supplies ready before we get started. Your scratcher tool, your wooden skewer, your cup of water, a paper towel, and your folded newspaper square. We're going to make a pinch pot. This is exactly what it sounds like. A small pot that's made by pinching. You'll stick your thumb into the larger ball of clay. Then use your other four fingers to pinch all the way around while turning the clay in your hand. Keep your fingers flat. Your fingers should be pinching as if you have a sock puppet on, that is biting the clay. As you go, your bowl will get bigger and thinner. The walls should be about as thick as a chocolate chip cookie. You don't want them to get too thin. Turn the ball and continue pinching all the way around until you've made a small bowl. Now, set it on your newspaper, rim side down. We can pause here so you can do it. Step 2. Now we're going to smooth out any lumps in the clay by using your finger. Next, you'll tap the pot with the rim facing down on the table to flatten out the base. We can pause here. Step number 3. Now, take your second ball of clay and pull off a piece that you think would make a good-sized cat head. Roll that piece into a ball. Here's a trick to making ears. Take your wooden skewer, make a small slice in the top of your cat's head. Take your fingers and pinch those two parts into points. We can pause here so you can do it. Step number 4. Now we have to attach the head to the body. But you can't just stick them together like this. If you do, they will fall apart after they're fired in the kiln. So we have to do something we call scratching and attaching. Watch this part really carefully. We have to make scratches on both the head and the body of your cat and stick those scratched areas together. First, take your scratcher tool and dip it in water. Next, make scratches on the parts of the head and body that will connect. You want to make sure your scratches are really good and really messy. You don't want to just make lines. Then, firmly press the scratched areas together. You can pause here so you can do it. Step number 5. We know your cat has no face yet, so take your wooden skewer and draw some details. Give it some eyes, some whiskers, and a mouth. We can pause here so you can do it. Step number 6. Now you'll need another piece of clay for the tail. Take your piece of clay, pinch some off, and you'll gently place this on the table and roll it with the palm of your hand until it becomes longer. We call this a coil. The cat's tail should be about as fat as your pinky finger. And if it's too long, you can cut it down with your wooden skewer. We can pause here so you can do it. Step number 7. Your cat's tail needs to be completely attached to its body. If any part is sticking out into the air, it's going to break off before it gets fired. So take your tail and figure out where you want it to be placed on the body. It can go around the side of your cat like this, or it can curl up on its back. So you can make a line with your wooden skewer to show where you're going to attach the tail onto your cat's body. Now you'll make really good scratches on both the tail and the body where they will be attached. Make sure your scratches are really good and really messy so that the clay bonds together when it's fired. Now gently press the tail onto the body. We can pause here so you can do it. Step number 8. Next, we'll make the paws. You'll need 4 small pieces of clay. You'll roll them into balls the size of marbles. You'll scratch and attach them onto your cat's body along the base to give your cat some paws. Don't forget to scratch both the paw and the body. We can pause here so you can do it. Step number 9. We will add some details to your cat, but first we need the most important detail, which is your name. So flip your cat over, and inside its belly with your wooden skewer, write your first name and your last initial. Make sure someone else can read it. If we can't read it, you may not get your cat back. After writing your name, flip your cat back over and use your wooden skewer to add any lines or other details you'd like to add to your cat. That's the end of the project. You did a terrific job. Thanks for joining us.